Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the podcast today. It's been a while since we just figured we'd do an audio one instead of a video one. So thanks for checking it out. So let's get to the podcast. Hello people. Alright, we're gonna try something a little different. We're not gonna do a video this time, so we're just going to do the audio. So
what's your name?
Huh?
Nobody knows us if we're posting it on.
Oh, they'll know us because I'll have a picture on there.
Okay. So it still says the Uncensored with Dan and Laura?
Yes. It'll have exactly what we had on there.
Okay.
Alright guys,
it's us. Mr. Dan and
Lolo.
Just call me Miss Italy.
Anyway, alright, yeah, so we're gonna try something different. Hopefully it works out for us. Hopefully we'll be able to reach more. Good though?
Yeah, I've been good. Went down today and did that today.
Alright, well, start off, I'm gonna do some off-the-wall questions for you.
Oh, that's nothing new.
No, but...
Off the wall stuff. Now, see,
Yeah.
we never, if y'all haven't watched us on Facebook, on our channel, whichever, our live videos, we tend to start with one
And never
title,
finish.
and then we just
Run from
go
that.
on to whatever else. So we talk about anything and everything.
Alright, so...
Uncensoredly.
Um...
What's the question,
The question
Dan?
is, if you had to pick a song to be your theme song, what would it be and why?
What would it be and why?
If you had to pick a song to be your theme song, which song would it be and why?
The one that's ringing in my head is Welcome to My House.
Jesse something.
Yes.
New Breed.
Yes.
New Breed. Okay. So it's a country rap.
Yeah.
Okay. And that one is why?
Because that just fits me.
It just fits you, huh?
Come to my house and
Okay.
yeah.
If you guys don't know the song, it's
Watch
New Breed.
what you're doing.
Yep. New Breed. Welcome to My House. So look it up, YouTube it, whatever.
Yeah, there's a few of them, but that one's the only one that really
Sticks out.
Yeah, that's like the first one that came to my mind.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm looking for. The first thing that pops
Yeah.
in your head. Okay.
What about you?
Me? Oh man, jeez. You know, I wrote the question. I don't even fucking know.
Well, what the hell? What kind of bullshit is that?
Well,
Come
my
on.
mind, my
Off
mind's
the
been
top
so
of your
my mind's
head,
been
come
so
on.
fucking okay.
Off the top of your head. What do you
this?
think about?
It was a song like making. It was. I can't remember. I don't know the title. Shit. Song about being confused because that's how my fucking year started out.
Well, that's a bunch of songs. They have those.
Well, yeah. If I think about it, I'll write it down.
Okay.
I'll say it in the middle of the podcast because
Yeah.
you know shit
Oh,
happens
wait,
like that.
that's that song. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, next.
What's one thing that you want to do this year, like on a bucket list, or something you've never done before?
Something I've never done before, or that's on a bucket list.
It could be anything. It could be something small. It can be something you've never been to this place or skydive or whatever. I mean,
Hell no, I ain't skydiving.
I'm just using it as an excuse.
There ain't no way in hell you're gonna get me to jump out of a perfectly good plane. That's crazy. I don't know. I was thinking about maybe going like way up north.
UP?
Yeah, like way up there, and hang out with the bears stuff.
You've never been up there?
No, not way up there. No.
I've been up there.
My mom went up there, and there's this place that she went to, and she was actually able to, snuggle up next to a bear, and then some. I forgot what the name of
That's
it
crazy.
is, but
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm an animal lover, so
I want to go to the. I want to say it's Ohio. It's where they keep all the wolves.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
what do you call it?
Wolf conversation.
Yes. Conservation.
Yes.
Yes, I want to go there. And then they have one
Yeah, that would be nice.
where you can rent a cabin.
Oh.
And the one side is all windows, and the wolves will come right up to your window
Yeah,
and
that
howl
would
and shit.
be cool.
Yeah, I want to do something like that.
Yeah, that. But I also want to go through one of the safaris. Where you drive through and all the animals come to your car.
Those are kind of dangerous now, though.
Oh, but it'd be fun.
Yeah, no, it would.
I know they have one in Canada, and then I think they have one in Ohio.
Well, if you wait long enough, Canada's gonna be the 51st state. Might get a discount.
The 51st state.
That's what they said.
Canada?
Yeah.
Isn't there a lot of states in Canada?
No, they're not states. They're private.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Last one here I got here before we actually start getting into it is what's one lesson you learned from last year?
One lesson I learned from last year.
Mine is you can't trust nobody. You have to be
but
able
I've
to.
known that.
Mine is because you get so screwed over, whatnot, that you have to learn to block that out, let it not ruin your life. I guess disown those people or whatnot. I don't know. That's the wrong word I'm using, but deactivate them out of your life or whatever.
Well, I have no problem with cutting people off.
No, but I got to do it more.
Yeah.
I got to do it more. I can't put trust. All these people I've been putting trust into because of the fact that they don't do the same thing for you.
Right.
My word is all I have. I have nothing to give to people. That's my thing.
Right.
To wait for yours. Want to think about it for a minute?
Yeah, I'll have to think about it because it's like
Gotcha.
I trust people to a point. I don't, you know.
I mean, like I said, I can trust it until they give me a reason not to. But as soon as they give me that reason not to, I can't do it, and it's hard to get that back. So it's like, why try?
Yeah.
My next question is: do you think people overthink things they want?
Do they overthink things that they want?
Yes. Meaning, this is my example, and this goes for both people.
Both people?
Yes. Male, female, whatever, man, woman, whatever. How they sit there and say, I want a man to make 6 figures. I want a man with a nice car. I want a man with a big house. I want a man with a 6-pack. I get all this bullshit. And then they want that, and then you think they want too much where they're not going to get it. Do you think that makes it hard for people to find true partner?
Well, yeah, because if that's what they're stuck on and that's all they're thinking about, because they have those high expectations, good luck with that. Because if you're a woman who wants someone, oh, they gotta make 6 figures, they gotta have this, they gotta have that. Okay, well, what the hell do you have? What do you have, and what are you bringing to the table? Because, you know, granted, a lot of men, not all, but a lot of men, they don't care about, like, if their woman works at Burger King,
right,
you know, or whatever. But what kind of attitude are you bringing to the table? Because if you're going to have that high and mighty hoity-toity attitude, no.
I was thinking the same thing.
You're going to be single.
My thing is, if you should
go out and make it yourself.
You shouldn't be looking for somebody that's
You shouldn't be looking for a sugar daddy.
You shouldn't be looking for somebody that's better than you.
Right.
Meaning that does more, that has the job that you want that in.
Yeah.
If you're making $50,000 and you live in a 2-bedroom apartment and you have a car that's 10 years old,
right,
look for somebody like that. 'Cause I was just having a conversation with somebody when they're like, I wish my man would think more about sex. I said, do you really? She's like, yeah, that would be spiky, or it would be, you know, a surprise or freaky spiky, or whatever, you know. And I'm like, do you realize what you're asking for? You're like, yeah, I want my man to be a freak. I was like, it's fine if you want your man to be a freak. I said, but think about what you want. Your man's a freak and he's thinking about sex all the time. And he goes out and a woman hits on him and he's thinking got sex on the mind. You're setting that man up to cheat. Because not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
And you have a 90% chance of somebody cheating, male or female, whatever, if they're constantly thinking about sex and they're getting constantly attention or hit on by the opposite sex. You have a 90% chance because that's what's going on in their mind.
Well, right, but a man's gonna cheat. What if he's gonna cheat? He's gonna cheat.
Anybody, if they're gonna cheat, they're gonna cheat.
It doesn't matter if he's freaking thinking about it all the time or he's not.
Right, but you know what? If he's not thinking about it all the time, like for instance, if you don't think about it, you're not having that thought of cheat. If I thinking about,
so if you're thinking about it, then that means you're gonna go cheat.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Then. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the fact that if it's constantly on your mind 24/7, and you have a good-looking female in front of you that you find attractive, and she hits on you, you have more of a chance of cheating than if your mind was never thinking about sex.
Well, but why does it have to be cheating? Why can't he think about sex and want it with his woman? Because he's faithful.
But that's what I'm saying. They want it all the time.
Well, if their woman wants it all the time, then their man should be giving it to him all the time.
No. I just don't see it that way because of the fact that...
I mean, I think it's funny how the roles are reversed because, like, when people get married, usually it's like, you know, oh, the women, they don't, you know, it's the men saying, oh, women don't want to have sex. My wife don't want to have sex with me, so that's why I cheat. Okay, well, nowadays, it's the men don't want to have sex with their freaking woman. Why?
Are you asking me why the men don't want to have sex no more?
Yeah, you're a man.
My honest opinion...
If you have a good-looking woman at home and she wants to ride that dick a lot, like you guys used to a lot in the beginning.
Okay, but times,
and then all of a sudden it disappears.
Times have changed. Or now you have more men thinking about their careers and what they can do instead of thinking about sex because of the fact that men get so fucking treated bad and so used by the system as of child support.
What does that have to do with having a woman that you've been with
because
for
a lot
how
of men
many
ain't
years?
gonna do that. When have you ever when have you ever had a man sit there and think, oh shit, wait, I'm about to get something. Let me put a condom on. They're not going to think that. I'm sorry, when their dick gets hard, their brain goes dead. I
think their brain dead anyway.
I'm just saying. That's how it goes. So it is what it is. And anyways.
Okay.
Like I was saying, it's the, I don't want to say fear, but it's more of the fact that it seems like nowadays men are getting more sucked into things. If you find a guy with a good job, and has his life going for him, and I'm not being sexist or anything like that, but a man's going to sit there and feel like he's going to get trapped into paying for a lot of stuff that he should be paying for if he winds up getting the female pregnant. I don't know why I just did air quotations because we're not doing video. But anyway, so... I mean,
okay, but why is it that, like, in the beginning of a relationship, y'all are just getting it on freaking all the time? And then, after about 5 months of doing it every day, every other day, it goes down to, like, once a month, once every 2 or 3 months. I mean, like, what kind of shit is that? That's probably why that woman's saying, I wish my man thought of sex more, because she wants it more. And he's not wanting it. So, is it he's just not wanting it with her... or he's getting it from somewhere else, or he's just not wanting it altogether.
Well, I can't speak for everybody, but I mean, my thing, it was just effective. I would be to the point where it's just like, I've done that road.
But you've been with someone for a long time, so, I mean, are you in a sexless relationship?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the fact that it's not like, every day, every fucking 18 hours and on the dot or whatnot. And it's not like that.
Well, no, I mean, it doesn't have to be like that, but it's like, where does all the passion go? Because nowadays it's like, I hear a lot of women complain, we used to do it all the time. He used to stick his tongue down my throat when he kissed me, and now he don't even do that.
Well, after a relationship, you've been in one for a long time. It's just like I say, it's just not. You grow out of it. You do.
Then you're just roommates, and why not just be roommates? Because if you're not kissing passionately and having, sex on a regular, well then, what's the point? Why not just be roommates?
Why? But I'm just saying, if you're in a relationship, then you're in a relationship, but you don't have to be having sex constantly.
Well, I'm not saying you got to have sex constantly.
Well, that's the question. It's all the time. They want you to think about it all the time, 24/7.
Well, she wants it to be 24/7. Well, maybe she just likes the dick and she wants it every day.
You can buy him, bitch.
I mean, if
they even make funny sounds.
If she was getting it all the time in the beginning, there's no reason why she shouldn't be getting it all the time now. Maybe not every single day or like 5 times a day, but...
I mean, everybody's different.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that's what it is the fact that men nowadays, before it was a completely different story, but...
Yeah, they were always complaining that the woman didn't want it, and now the man don't want it. The women want it, and the man don't want it.
She got used to getting it all the time, and now the man's just fucking tired and retired from it.
Yeah. So, here, I'm going to give you the dick to get you, and then once I got you, you ain't getting it no more. I'm going to be greedy and stingy with it.
Next thing is, who do you think thinks things through more? Like, if they do something, the consequences at the end.
Women probably think things through more.
And why do you say it?
Because I've dealt with a man that doesn't think things through very He overthinks about what he wants, and he doesn't think about the consequences, really. So it's just what I want, and I don't care.
So selfish. Do you think men are more selfish?
No, I just don't think they, I don't want to say selfish. I just don't think sometimes men think specific things through completely. Like they think of it because of what they want, but they don't think of the long run or the consequences of it or anything else, because in their mind it's just what I want right now.
Interesting.
But women do the same thing. So I mean, it goes everything goes both ways.
Yeah, everything goes both ways. It's just who has the better explanation for it. It can go both ways. I see it going both ways, but I also think that men overthink things, and like you said, don't think the end result. But I think it's more in a relationship than anything, where women fail to think the total outcome of finances and shit like that, just because of the fact that, from what I've seen, women will go and spend money on shit that's not needed, like purses or whatever, blah, 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 and put a bill off to the next month. They'd rather pay that, $30 late fee and have a purse now.
Oh, no. Men do that, too.
I'm just saying, people that I know, that's
people
how it is.
that I know, men have done that. They push off their bills to get something that they want.
See, I would never do that. I couldn't do it. But I know a few women to do that.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, like I said, it goes both ways.
Close females.
My bills, I never put, my bills come first.
My bills are a month ahead.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. That way, when I do want something, I can fucking do it. Still be on my time.
Right.
So, but I worked my ass off to get it that way. Who plays more games, men or women? Basically, playing hard to get, say things that they don't mean to get what they want?
Both.
One's got to be more than the other.
Not really, because they both do it.
They both do it, but who does it more?
I could say men, you could say women. I mean, I've known women to do it. I've known men to do it.
You're right on both sides. They do it. But I think men will do it for one thing, and women will do it for more than one thing.
Yeah, men will do it to get in your pants.
Correct. And women will do it for in your pants, your money, financials,
relationship status.
Support. What's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear?
I just wanted to get away from the relationship stuff.
What is my biggest fear? You know what? I think I don't know. I would say dying and, leaving my loved ones behind, but then I'm not really scared of that either. So
Might be almost the same thing. My biggest fear is something happening to somebody else and me not being able to live with them.
yeah,
Instead of me dying. Me dying, I'm not going to have that fear because I'm not going to feel it.
right.
So my fear would be somebody not being here with me because of a death situation.
Yeah,
And me not being able to handle it.
yeah.
That'd be my biggest fear.
I mean, I've already dealt with the loss of someone that I never wanted to live without ever. Like, even if we hadn't like talked in maybe a year, as long as I knew that person was alive, I was good.
You were okay?
I was still good. But now knowing that he's gone, that was like one of the hardest things I've had to deal with. And because of his death, because we were so close, I went into a real dark place of I don't give a shit. I don't care if I live. I don't care if I die.
That's one of the things that you just...
I almost took someone's life. If I'd have had my weapon on me, the way this person was coming at me, I would have taken his life, and it wouldn't have fazed me at all. That's how the kind of dark spot I was in, and I scared myself. And when I scared myself, that's when I was like, I gotta snap out of it. I gotta find a way to get myself out of it, because if I don't, it's gonna get worse. So I was probably in that dark spot for a good month or two, give or take, maybe less.
See, I've been there.
But that scared me.
Yeah, I've been there, but it was kind of different with the point of I was in such a dark place that somebody else didn't make me want to hurt them, but I wanted to hurt myself.
Now, see, I never wanted to hurt myself, but I would have hurt that guy.
No, I'm saying because back in the day, it was to the point where I didn't know how to control my thoughts, my emotions, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So this person made me feel like it was all my fault of the situation that happened. So that'll put you in a dark ass place too.
Well, I mean, it depends on what it is, because I never allow someone to put me in a dark place. Like, I don't care what you can think it's my fault all I want, but you will never get me to think that it's my fault when I know it's not.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This was at a time in my life where I didn't know how to control my, I hate to say inner thoughts, but my inner feelings and all that stuff, where it's just like, and it all came at one time, so it's like, it just overwhelmed me. So I see where you're coming from. Yeah. I have been there, but it wasn't about hurting somebody else. It was just...
Yeah. See, there's no way, and I will never hurt myself, because to me, life is just too good for that. And yeah, I was in a dark spot, but I would never take my own life ever. I would never, if someone came at me sideways, I would not have a problem taking theirs. And that's where I was at that point in time. And that's what scared me. Because, thank God I pulled myself out of that. And I'm fine now.
That's good. Alright, so flip it on the other side of the fucking black hole here. What's the best compliment you ever get?
The best compliment? How I take pride in my work.
Your work?
Yeah.
Like, job-wise?
Yeah. That, and how strong-minded and strong-willed I am.
I can see that. We've known each other for, 5, 6 years, something like that? Maybe a little longer?
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. How do you define happiness?
How do I define... Well, wait a minute. What about you?
What? Best compliment?
Yeah.
I was told that I was needed, which basically made me feel like...
That makes you feel good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes me feel like I'm actually doing something fucking right in life for once. I'm being honest. And that wasn't not too long ago. I mean, she says it multiple times, but it's just like, I don't want to say a reassuring thing, but it's like, it's good to hear every night, because it makes you, feel like you're doing something right. You're helping somebody. You're there for them. They know they can count on you. They, you can count on them.
Right.
So, it makes you feel good. It does. So I see that as a good compliment for me.
Yeah.
I don't care about work. So how do you define happiness?
How do I define happiness?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I guess that can be defined in a lot of ways. You know, I mean,
I defined it as being unhappy.
You define it as being unhappy?
When you're not unhappy, you're happy. I mean, honestly, it's kind of a catch-22 how you answer it, really.
Well, I mean, my thing, life is too short to be unhappy. So, I mean...
Yeah, but not everything's going to make you happy. So what's happiness
I
to you?
have to make my own self happy. True happiness comes from within.
And see, that's what I was looking for. An answer that's not on what somebody can do for you to make you happy, but what basically makes you happy.
True happiness comes from within. So you have to make yourself happy, you know.
And
seek that joy, seek that peace. Do things, don't go out and just, you know, be a whore because that makes you happy. Because eventually
24/7, baby, that's what she wants me to make.
You know,
all
because
time.
It's like eventually that's not going to make you happy anymore. You know, but like innerly, like spiritually, mentally, from within is true happiness. Because if you have true happiness, if you're truly happy from the inside, nothing on the outside, it might like bum you out for a minute, but you're not going to let it ruin your day.
Right.
Because you have, you know, joy and peace and happiness all within. So the outside world or, you know, people on the outside, they may make you mad for a minute, but it's not ruining your day, and you're not, oh God, I'm just so miserable, like a lot of people. Because a lot of people don't have true happiness.
Well, that comes back to my that question. What was the question earlier? The lesson you learned, you know, not to trust people, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's kind of the same thing of the fact of, because I learned not to trust people, those people ain't going to make me unhappy. So therefore that brings me more happiness. Make more room for happy because you're not taking that negativity in.
Well, right. I mean,
kind of fits the same thing.
I've always said you have to be happy in spite of, not because of, you know. Learn to be happy in spite of, not because of. Because when you're just happy, you're going to be happy no matter what happens. You may not be, you may be bothered for a moment over something, but you're still happy within. So therefore, gosh darn it, this happened. But you know what? It happened for a reason, and I got a life to live.
Yeah. I've noticed myself thinking more like that, letting things just roll off my shoulder.
Yeah.
And
that's how you have more peace.
And thinking, yeah, that might have happened, but I'm still here.
Right.
I'm still going home. I'm still going to see my kid. I'm still going to, you know, that's the way I would probably say last 6 months. I'm getting more and more that way. And I'm more relaxed.
You're
I don't
starting to
get
change
irritated.
your perspective on things.
Yeah, because I don't
instead
care about everything else.
You know, so instead of dwelling on, oh, my tire went flat, you're like, okay, well, that happened for a reason. Maybe I'm being protected from something, and that's why. And so it is what it is.
You get all spiritual and shit.
I've always been that way.
Just had to point it out, that's all.
Well, but it's true.
No, I agree. And like I said,
if you think about it that way, you're not going to be so mad because it happened.
Right.
You might get irritated, but then if
but you're going to be more level-headed with it. You're not going to be kicking the other fucking tire. Like, don't you do this, you son of a bitch.
You know, you're not going to be, oh, poor me, woe is me, and have have a pity party. Well, I mean, like a lot of people do.
I mean, I understand the fact that people have I can't catch a break.
Oh, you know, that's another pity party.
I'm saying for like, you know, an hour or two. But when people fucking carry it on for months, yeah.
Well, I know a few people like that.
We both
it's
know
like
a few people
every
like
little
that.
thing is just, oh, I can't catch a break. This is happening. If it's not this thing, it's this thing. If it's not this, it's this. You know what? Get over yourself. Stop crying about it. Shit happens.
Yeah, and people ain't never gonna understand that. I say it every time we talk about something like this. It's just people are always gonna be. Well, nowadays. The people nowadays are just going to be like, oh, I can't get ahead. I can't do this, can't do... Or back in the day, and I was just talking about this at work. Back in the day when I was growing up, I don't want to say weren't allowed, but you didn't want to be in your house.
No.
You didn't want to be home. We were outside playing things, making games up and all stuff. I mean, for Pete's sake, they had a fucking commercial. You might remember it. It says, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are?
Yeah.
To remind parents that they actually had kids.
Yeah.
And we turned out fine.
Exactly.
So now, like I said, it's not like that nowadays. Nowadays, they're like constantly in the house, constantly being paranoid. Oh, I'm being bullied. Oh, I don't know if I want to be.
They're just being so negative all the time.
Right, and that's not going to lead a good,
it's
happy
like,
life.
You can be pitiful or you can be powerful, but you can't be both.
Mm-hmm.
Your negative thought pattern, your negative speaking, your negative everything is not going to bring about positive. It's just not. And it's so much easier to be negative, to think negative, to speak negative than it is to do positive. But you have to force yourself to do that. And when you force yourself to think positive and speak positive, that's when your life starts changing for the positive.
You got to constantly do it. You can't just do it, for 2 months or whatever and be like, oh, this ain't working for me. But it's like,
if you have a negative thought, if you're sitting there and you're thinking negative, you force yourself to think something positive, because you can't think negative and positive. You can't think two things at the same time. You can't think negative and positive at the same time, because thoughts come like one right after the other. So if you're thinking negative, force yourself to think positive. Then you're not thinking about the negative thing anymore, because you're too busy thinking positive.
Hopefully people are staying positive. But like I said, nowadays the first thing that happens, these younger generations,
the entitled brat generation,
first thing that goes wrong,
they have a conniption fit and act like
they feel like they're entitled to start the day over with.
Well, right, but then that's also the parents' fault.
Bring back whooping your kids.
Yeah,
discipline.
Fully.
No, I agree.
It should have never went away. Ain't no one gonna tell me I can't discipline my child.
No.
If my child swears at me, they will get backhanded in their freaking mouth, and I don't care if their lip bleeds. You want to call the cops? I'll call them first.
Got him on speed dial.
I'll call and be like, I'm about to whoop my child's ass for this reason.
You want to come get them?
You may want to come get them, or you can come and watch me whoop their ass and make sure I don't go too far, because they're not going to talk to me like that. Period.
Yeah, that's why I'm thankful my son. He gets polite as. I've never seen a 9-year-old so damn polite and so helpful, so kind-hearted.
Well, but that's how you raised him.
It's shocking me. It does.
That's how you raised him.
But anyway, so to get off all that subjects, what do you think about Trump? Him getting in the office now, and people I've been seeing lately, their TikToks, people complaining that his inauguration is on the 20th.
Oh well.
What else is on the 20th? MLK Day.
Oh
so they're sitting there saying, we can't have anything. He's always trying to take it from us.
Well, but the thing is most people who don't like Trump are, of course, Democrats.
But the thing is... It was a TikTok. And the guy that actually defended it was a black guy. And he said, you're not understanding the fact that the inauguration's been there same day for 100 years or whatever.
Yeah.
It just so happens to fall. They didn't plan it this way. And then it went back to the lady, and she said, couldn't they have planned it on another day? And he's like, no!
That's just an ignorant lady.
It's just that type of shit makes me laugh. It's just this is the world we're living in. This is the world we're living in, where people think they're entitled to change.
Well, but that's the Democratic way. That's the liberal crybaby Democratic way. The funny thing is you have these liberal Democrats who love their plantation, but yet, it's Martin Luther King Day. Yeah, Martin. Okay, well, you're praising a Republican. You're loving that plantation because that's what the Democrats are. Y'all may not want to hear it, but the truth is the truth. Democrats have always been about slavery, separation, and everything else since the beginning of time. And
a lot of people don't know this. They don't know the
Martin Luther King is a Republican, and he's the only one that's done more for the black community and then some. And he's a Republican. So how are you going to continue to be ignorant and vote for your plantation slave masters, the Democrat Party, but yet praise a Republican? Because, like I said, Martin Luther King has done way more than any Democrat ever has. So it is what it is. I'm just glad Trump is getting back in office.
It's saying here, I just looked it up. It's saying he's liberal.
Who's liberal?
MLK.
No, he's not.
I just looked up in Google. I'm just saying. I'm just looking up facts. That's all.
Yeah, Google's not.
Because I don't know. So
he's actually a Republican. He was actually Republican.
Anyway. So the next thing I was going to ask you is, did you know that Panama Canal, part of the U.S., like the U.S. owned it, they built it, and then who's the president just died? Carter.
Yeah.
Carter. He gave it to Panama, and now Trump's fighting for it back.
That doesn't surprise me.
I didn't know that. Jen's always like, "Oh, what are you watching this for?" I'm like, "Oh, for some odd reason. The older I get, the more history I want. I don't know. But it's I guess he's fighting for it because agreement that they had, Panama's not following it. Like they're letting China use it and all this stuff. And he's like, "No, this ain't gonna happen."
Well, Trump is Big Daddy of America. He was when he was president before, and he's going to come back and he's going to take care of business again and actually look out for Americans like he did. But that's.
Then I heard another thing. I haven't seen the tweet yet or any proof of it, but all these things on TikTok, I was sitting there saying that Trump is, I think I sent it to you, that if you're on child support, if you're paying child support, he's making it so you claim the child on tax and you get the tax refund for the child if you're paying.
Well, yeah, you should.
But I'm going to find the fucking goddamn podcast we did. I said it a long time ago. I think that that's how it should be. But I haven't seen no proof about it. I haven't seen no proof about it. So therefore, I didn't post anything about it or nothing like that. Like, I didn't see the tweet. I didn't see anything being said about it. No proof. So, but it's just like weird that it was probably a year or two ago we were talking about it.
Yeah.
And I said that that's how I think it should be.
Well, it should be. Because if you're the one paying for the child and the mother ain't, then why is she getting,
What's the other one he had? Oh, no federal tax. I don't know how that's
Yeah, he was talking about that. Well, because originally there was no federal tax except for wars during times of war to support to finance the war.
Right.
But then, back then, the government just kept it around.
Right. I understand state tax. I understand that.
I understand state tax too, but there shouldn't be federal tax.
Right. And then the overtime thing, which that has a big loophole in it from what I'm seeing. About the whole overtime and tip not being able to be taxed on that.
You shouldn't be taxed on tips anyway.
Because I guess the loophole is companies can, if they're paying you weekly, they can pay you bi-weekly now. And as long as you don't work over 80 hours, it's not considered overtime.
They've been paying you bi-weekly for a long time.
No, I get paid weekly.
Well, no, but there's been a lot of, when I was working in the office, I was paid every 2 weeks.
But that's what I'm saying, though. They can work you up to 80 hours without paying you overtime.
Yeah.
And then another company was like, well, that's fine. I'll just take what I need to pay you and give you salary, make everybody salary. Then you never have to pay overtime on that. I'm like, motherfuckers just trying to find loopholes not to pay us now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know how it's going to work, and then I guess a bill went into Lansing. I guess Michigan's the first state doing it. It passed 2 different court systems, and now it's going to be on the bill for not paying property tax in the state of Michigan. So basically, when you buy a house, you actually own the property and the house. Right now, you'll never own your house. Well, you'll own the house, but you'll never own the property. So they're trying to make it so you own the property now. Isn't it weird?
Well, so what? You don't have to pay property tax now?
It's on the bill in the next.
So you buy the house?
You buy the house, you'll never own the property. You'll never own the property. You just own the structures built on the property. That's the reason why you pay property tax. You're not supposed to pay property tax. You're supposed to pay taxes on the property when you buy the house because you'll never own the land. The land can always be taken.
So like summer taxes and winter taxes.
Mm-hmm. We won't pay them. Well, I'm sure it's going to go through if it's a vote, because who the hell wants to pay property tax?
Who wants to pay taxes on a house?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
What about renters? What about houses that you own that you're renting out?
Well, it wouldn't be on them anyway. It would be on the owner.
Well, I get that, but when you have a renters, taxes on rental houses are more than taxes on your own house.
Well, it also depends if the house paid off, because property taxes and tax on the house are 2 different things. That's where it gets confusing, because you could write off the taxes that you pay on your house on your taxes, on your W-2s and returns. So you only get a little bit back for property taxes. But anyways, the long story short is if you don't pay property taxes, you'll actually own the land. But if you still have to pay it, you'll never own the land. You'll just own the structures on the land.
Well, if you're buying...
That's the way I'm hearing
If you're buying the house, you should be owning the land that your house is on.
Right, but you don't.
Unless you're in a mobile home.
And you don't. But still, you pay a lot fee when you're in a mobile home.
Well, yeah.
So it's like kind of the same thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just weird how they're putting all this stuff in effect now. It's just be interesting in seeing how much this is going to pass, and then what's that going to do to, the cities and shit like that when they're not getting all that money in. Kind of weird. Be interesting, though.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be easier for people to buy properties in, like houses and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, now do you think that the prices on the houses will go up because you're actually buying the property that the house is on too?
Yes, but I think it'll be easier to get a loan, though.
Or buy the property and then just build a house.
That'd be your best bet. No matter what, buying property is you're never gonna lose money on it.
Right.
There's no way, because say for instance you go and buy 20 acres, you sit on it for 10, 15 years. And don't do nothing with it. There's going to be a subdivision or some kind of fucking strip mall or something like that that's going to want to buy it, and you're going to make a killing.
Yeah.
Unless you're in the UP, you're never going to lose money. It's the only place you're going to lose money in the UP, because the only people that are buying land up there really is people, hunters or whatnot. And there's not much land up there to buy because it's owned by, paper companies and protected land. It's
right.
Indian land. It's reserves. You can't do anything with it. So... But anyhow.
All right. So what do you think about this TikTok disappearing garbage that everyone's talking about? Oh my God!
I don't think it's gonna go there.
If TikTok goes away,
I don't think it's gonna go there. I think it's
gonna go anywhere.
I think it's just a cover up from hiding something else.
Yeah.
I really do.
Because that's what they do all the time.
Mm-hmm. Because they know that
And it's funny because I hear like some TikTokers, Democratic gay TikTokers are, oh well, if Trump takes Trump ain't taking TikTok away.
Trump, he already said he wasn't going to.
Stop trying to freaking blame Trump for bullshit that
he already said that he would rather it stay because he felt it helped him in the election.
Yeah.
So he sees nothing wrong with it other than it's
keep
owned by China.
having to tell these people, it ain't going nowhere. Quit tripping.
He said even if they were going to take it away, fucking Elon Musk was going to buy it. That's the rumor.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how much shit does that guy need to buy? But
well, I guess he's wanting to buy it.
Yeah.
So depending on if
they ban it or not. If they ban it, he said he'll buy it and just rename it.
Well, I was told I heard or read or something that Elon Musk was wanting to buy it, and if China doesn't let it go, then America wasn't going to let TikTok be in America anymore.
Yeah.
If they don't allow Elon to buy it.
I just don't see how they're going to do that.
But I don't see it going anywhere.
I don't either, but I don't see how they'd be able to do that. What are you going to do, put a force fucking field up with fucking the internet so it can't reach over?
I mean, because TikTok isn't the only thing that's here from China.
No, but it was the only one.
They have other
largest
sites, Red something or other.
It's the largest, though.
Well, right. But a lot of people are going to these other Chinese-made, sites or whatever, like TikTok. People are going over, okay, well, they're from freaking China too.
They all are, basically.
So, are they going to cut off all the ones that are made from China? No.
I think it's not only going to hurt people just doing, on TikTok, but it's going to hurt businesses too, because a lot of people sell their shit on there.
Yeah,
like a lot of business run off of that.
Right, they do. I've bought some stuff off of TikTok. Cheaper on TikTok than Amazon.
I just don't understand why they just can't. If it's not making a security threat to the U.S., leave it alone. It's just like anybody else trying to make money.
Yeah.
And you're not fucking paying for it, so what are you gonna put a tariff on it?
Right.
You're gonna have to fucking charge the people to download the app than anything.
Yeah.
So it's.
Yeah, I don't think it's
stupid.
going anywhere.
No, I don't either. I wish they'd get rid of Facebook. Keep TikTok. Get rid of Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook is.
Go to social media or what's his one?
Doesn't Trump have his own social media?
I forgot what it's called.
I don't know what it is. I'd go check it out if you did.
I forgot what it's called though. You got anything else?
Not at the moment.
No. So
that's it for the night, y'all.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Hope you enjoyed it. Come back for more.
We'll post this all over the place.
If you're already not following us and you want to see live videos, check us out on our Facebook.
And we're going to try to go on YouTube.
Yes.
YouTube,
but this is specifically for what's it now on Facebook, because Facebook always likes to kick us off the podcast because it's not
uncensored.
Right, but it's not the uncensored anymore. It's just uncensored
podcast. Yes,
Uncensored Podcast. Yep. Check us out on Facebook.
All right, guys. Catch you in the next one.
Yep. Have a good night. If you're out and about, get home safe.
Later.
Be blessed.